have plenty of other problems. Dark circles, not one of them. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a little get ready with me. I don't think I've got anything new except I'm going to do kind of a neutral sparkly eye with a Norvina, which I've already featured on my channel anyway. But I just thought I'd put some makeup on and maybe just chat a little bit. So I have washed my face and put some toner and moisturiser on. As you can see, it's actually looking pretty good. I did catch the sun the other day. I do have rosacea here, but I've also caught some sun. I went out and got some vitamin D, but I probably went out at a pretty hot time of the day. But it's looking really good. I'm actually really pleased with it. I'm just going to put the makeup on and here we go. So I am putting on this Revolution concealer in C1. It is the sort of foundation stick type one. I put whiskers on, tiny little moustache. I always put quite a bit on my nose. And I always just put a couple of wiggles up on the forehead. I hope that the lighting and sound is okay in this video. Basically, I do this because this is what Scott Barnes did when he did some makeup on Tatty. And I thought it was really good because I tended to put it on after and then you'd end up like putting quite a lot of layers on. Particularly because I have rosacea and I have redness to cover. And I just found it was just quite thick. And it's not really ideal in hotter weather, so I just thought there's got to be a better way, and then I watched that video and I thought that was really good. So I have not made loads of videos lately. I've tried to keep putting videos up and trying to film because it really helps me relax, but for the past month I've been working really hard on my last 2 assignments. Yeah, so I've been working really hard on these assignments. I had a critical literature review to do, which was 5,000 words, which was a lot. I read a huge amount of journal articles for that, a ridiculous amount. Oh, I didn't prime. Oh, but I did moisturise, so it's okay. I'm not going anywhere. Before I continue talking, I've got Dream Satin, what is that, liquid? Dream Satin Liquid by Maybelline. And I'm using the Figs and Rouge Illuminator, which came in the glossy box. This is my favourite combination at the minute. So I basically just put out 3 dots of foundation. And then I take the Figs and Rouge and I just pop a big splodge of that in the centre. As you can see, very runny. And then I just take my foundation brush and I just rub that all together on the back of my hand and then apply. And I would normally have 2 of these umbrella lights. I've got one over here. I'd normally have 2, but the bulb broke on one of them, which I haven't been able to replace yet. So that is why I am currently using natural light from this side and the mirror that I showed in my current favourites video. So anyway, what I was saying is I did the literature review. So I had that to do. There's a massive amount of reading to do for that, and I've not done a critical literature review for a long time. So I was somewhat unfamiliar with it, so yeah, that was hard. I was still doing work for my student from home, so there was that as well, so quite a lot going on. And then I also had another 2,500 word essay to do. So the literature review I did on women in terrorism, and the essay I did on sex workers, legislation for sex workers in the UK. Because if you don't know, I'm doing a Masters in Criminology and Criminal Justice, so as much as I haven't really enjoyed the actual lesson content for those ones, because they're quite political, I'm not really very political, I did enjoy the reading that I did on both subjects. Sorry, I'm going to move my wipe somewhere else. Yeah, I enjoyed the reading on both subjects. It was really quite interesting, so that was good. So that's the foundation done. Also, I've got a t-shirt on, and I'm not into this whole kind of, there's a lot of t-shirts on Shirt Punch which have all been about the current situation, and I haven't really been into that, but I did get this one just because I generally get all of the Wednesday Addams t-shirts they do, but also just because this kind of doesn't even just refer to current situation, it kind of refers to the character and who she actually is. So it's something that I kind of thought was nice to kind of, I know it sounds awful, nice to mark the time, but kind of a memory of the time, because, you know, this is a unique time in history, but also just because it went with the character I'm going to show you. So it says socially distant. Of course, that's Wednesday. But I tend to get, there's only one t-shirt from Shirt Punch that I don't have with Wednesday Addams on, and I didn't think she was drawn very well, because obviously these are drawn, actually, people draw these and then put their designs in, and then if you're lucky enough you get featured. But I do absolutely love this one, so I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, and she is socially distant. That's just who Wednesday is, so I like it. Right, I'm going to take my Real Techniques multi-tech brush. I've just dropped one down the side of that bookcase, and in order to get it out I'd have to pull out this whole bookcase and empty it, so that's gonna have to stay there for some time because I'm not doing that. Right, I'm going to use the B Bacon powder. I featured this in a haul that I did in the last couple of months. I really like this powder. It's so nice, but it's probably going to be a bit messy. But I just like to stamp that on just to set the foundation. So now, less waffle, more makeup. I'm going to use this little brow thing. I'm not a huge fan of it, so why I'm using it, but I am trying to use it up. This is from Collection, and I think it's just brunette. I'm not a massive fan of the colour. I don't mind the actual application because I find it goes on really nice. I just wish they'd add more colours into their range, which I just often find is the case with Collection. Right, so that's that. It's okay. The colour's okay. It's okay. Which, you know, great, but it's not brilliant. Right, so I'm just going to use some of that Miracle Mist on my Real Techniques sponge. Just going to... The parts where I get oilier, I just like to put a bit of moisture on there and kind of stamp it. Right, okay, so that's that. I'm really happy with that coverage. I'm now just going to do a little bit of contour, and I'm going to use the... I probably shouldn't have powdered first, but I have, so I'm still going to use it. It's the Fenty Matchsticks, and this one is in Amber. Just going to draw that on. This is such a lovely colour for anybody who has a light skin tone. Anyway, so I was going on about the assignments. I'm so all over the place. Yeah, the assignments are now done. I handed those in. One went in on the 11th of May, and it was due in on the 14th, and the other one went in on the 14th. Yeah. I actually spent around 3 weeks on one of them, and I only spent 1 week on the sex worker one because it was 2,500 words, and it was a little bit less formal. It was an essay rather than a literature review. And like I said, I hadn't done a literature review in a long time. I actually read around 80 articles and journal articles. So I did a huge, massive amount of reading and notes. I mean, there was like, what was it? Oh, it's a document of all my notes that I made, and it's 130,000 words. It's like, it's a book. So, yes. I can be quite extra with some of this. So then I decided that because I'd put so much hard work into the studies and leading up to that point, that I would take a little bit of kind of a break, like kind of a mental health break as much as anything else. So I've kind of stepped back from that, and I'm just taking 2 weeks out before I start on my dissertation. So I'm starting my dissertation around the 1st of June, and that has to be in on the 17th of September. So it's a good while to do it, and it's 15,000 words. So technically, if it took me 3 weeks to do 5,000 words, yeah, I want to be spending at least kind of like three months on it. So June, July, August, and then I want to get that in. So busy. So that is the contour. It's really nice. It creates a nice shadow, and it looks quite natural because it's very cool tone. So cool toned girls, that is a really nice one. And then we're going to put on some foundation, some blush and bronze. I've got another couple of these brushes to hand. So I'm going to take the Urban Decay bronzer in Sunkissed, which is this one. Just going to put that up here. up on the temples, up here, so technical. I quite enjoy this bronzer. It's quite red toned, which means it's really good for fair skin. And because the orange toned ones, I just look like a satsuma. Not attractive. So yeah, I do like that. Now we're going to move over to blush. I'm just going to use this MAC one. I was kind of sorting through and tidying, and I haven't used, I do use these, but I haven't used it loads lately. Kind of been dipping into other things, but I really do enjoy these. I think I'm going to go with kind of this colour story here. So this one is Feeling, this blush here, and this one is Darkly My Dear, which was one from the Disney Villains collection. It's really nice. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of each of those onto the brush and pop that on the cheeks. And I can be quite light-handed with blush. I always worry about like going really over the top with it and then it just looking really ridiculous. So I tend to probably do less than I should, to be fair. So. But we can always use powder to kind of bring that back down, but I actually think that's okay. We're going for a slightly more blushy look today. Right, okay, so now I'm going to do eyes. And I have got my trusty favourite eye primer, which is the Revolution Prime and Lock. Just going to pop that on. Now I'm just going to go off camera, I'm going to do one eye, and I'm going to be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm not going to pretend that wasn't a struggle. I've got lashes on of a fashion. They definitely could be on better, but I can probably count on one hand how many times I've actually worn lashes. I do want to wear them more, so it's just a case of practice, I think. I have cut it, and I think I could have just left a slight bit. I've cut it slightly short. Let's just be real. But they are on. I can see them though. It's just kind of weird. But honestly, I mean, I do like how they look. I'm not entirely sure what they are. I think they are Dell ones. That's them. Not helpful. It's hard to see them in the plastic. There's no brand name on, but I've just took them out of the package and I'm pretty sure it's our Dell because it came with this little tool and this little duo glue, and I think it was a pack that I got from Superdrug. So it's there. I like the eye. I'm just not sure about the lashes. So I'm going to show you how I did this eye. So I used, all through the crease, I used B3. And then on the inner portion here, B2. Then to deepen up just in the bottom of the crease, I used C5. D5. Alphabet laser. So I used D5. I've used, where's this one? Okay, C1 is all over the lid, and then pressed on top of it is E3, and on the inner eye corner I have got B1, which is actually really nice. It's a very soft diffuse sort of light. I need to add a bit more in because I was touching a lot trying to get this lash on and I removed some of it, so we will top that up. Hi, there's me. So we'll top that up anyway. We'll give it a go. So let's get into it. I've kind of separated my eye brushes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be professional. Right, okay, so we're going to use the peach colour first. So first I'm going to use B3, and I'm just using that on a blending brush. Look at how much product picks up. And oh, I'm just going to take a bit of powder and just press that on the eye with my Real Techniques sponge. I've already got the eye primer on, and then we're just going to take this right through the whole crease. Look at the pigment. Oh, so sorry. It's when I lift this mirror up. I will try not to. I apologise. I need to sort something out with this lighting. Okay, so that is B3. I mean, it's a beautiful peach. It's really nice. And of course, these colours are really nicely pigmented and blend really wonderfully. And then I just kind of take that, I'm taking that pretty high. Just adding small amounts on, stippling them then blending them outwards. It's really, really beautiful colour, this. Really nice. I'm really happy with it. And then on another brush, which is the same sort of blend style brush, I'm using B2. It's actually really great that these don't have names, because I don't do my makeup with my glasses on, so I'd have to keep taking them off or rehearse them. Whereas with this, you can kind of just go, oh, okay. So I know that some of us can sometimes be a bit like, oh, there's no names, but sometimes that's a good thing. I love these two colours together. That's a really nice sort of deep carnation pink. It's really lovely. It's not too bright. It goes nice with this shade. Right, so that's that part done. And then taking another blending brush, going into D5, and just taking that into right into the crease, not blowing it up onto that bone, but just keeping it very low. And I like this because I feel like it goes really well with this peach shade. This is kind of a deeper rusty orange, and it just adds that lovely depth here in the socket, which I think really adds to the look. Really gives definition. And then you can always go back to the other brush with the peach and soften that out. So that's that part done. So after that, I then went on to the lid colour. And so this one is C1. It's a really nice, soft, sort of shimmery pink. And it goes on somewhat brighter than I expected it to go on, if that makes sense. But I think it's really pretty. So that is just quite a nice, simple look on its own. But I wanted to go in with some glitter, so I just used my finger for this, and I used C3, which is this stunning pink. That is just beautiful. And then I just press this on and pat it into the eye. Press and pat, because that's what helps keep it on, just kind of squashing it into the other products that are on your lid. Flatten it down. And I'll leave that there at the second, because I will probably need to go back in once I put the lash on, because that's probably going to be another 15-minute struggle. So underneath, I actually just used the pink that's here and the peach that's here. So first of all, on this little pencil brush, just taking that pink shade, and I nearly put it on the eye that I've already done. Great. Taking the pink shade, which is B2, and just running that here on the first half of the eye, so just taking it to the centre. I literally cannot wait to use this colour more. This is, honestly, the colours in this palette, this is B3 by the way, are so surprising. The pigmentation is absolutely stunning, as always, on the Norvina palettes. I know that they're more pricey, but they are so definitely worth it. The pigmentation is really strong, and they do stay on all day for me, which is something that I have struggled with other eyeshadows. But the colours in here, they're just, I don't have anything like this. I don't have these colours, so for me, that's what makes it worth it. And I just think that pink going into that peach there, really, really beautiful. So taking B1, I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. This is really nice. It's like a really diffused, soft light. Can you see that? It's just a really soft peach colour. And it adds that lovely light, but it's nothing that's like too overpowering, because sometimes highlight on the inner corner can be overpowering, and we don't really want that sometimes. So that is the eyeshadow done for now. I'm going to take Urban Decay 0 eyeliner pencil. This goes in the waterline. Not everybody had to do it. You could put any colour, to be fair, in here. A pink would look quite nice, but I like the black. Yes, that's me. I love the black liner. I do. I know. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a nice line across the top. And this is just House Labs liner. The liquid one. Works really well on top of glitter, and you just get that really nice line. Now, I really like that. That's not for everybody. That's absolutely fine. I totally understand that. Yeah, but I really do enjoy that. And then I just put mascara on. This is just the Gosh Rebel Eyes. So that's the eye look. I love that pink and that peach together. I just think they're really nice. You can probably see better further away because I'm having a bit of a lighting issue today, so I do apologise about that. And I keep looking in the wrong place because I'm still not used to this camera being here. So now I'm just going to go off camera and do this other lash because believe me, you do not want to see the struggle that goes into this. And I will be right back. Okay, lashes on. I'm not going to come too close because to be fair, they're not the best. Like I said, I've had to cut this one short as well to kind of match that one. They're very subtle, but I definitely, some of them are glued together. I'm not quite used to it. And the glue, I've actually just put it in the bin. It seems to not be quite right. It's a bit off colour. They've been in there for quite some time, but it was still sealed, so I thought it would be okay, but I'm not too sure. So that is the finished eye look. I really like it. I'm going to pop on some highlight, which I'm just going to use this Huda Beauty one, which is the Summer Highlighter Palette. And I'm just going to use this pink shade on this little brush, this little fan brush. I think this is Sigma. I really like this brush for highlight. And these just tend to melt into the skin beautifully. You can see there. It's really nice. It's quite subtle. And I'm going to put some of that on the brow bone as well because I like that. Then today on my lips I'm going to try a combination. I haven't worn it in a while, but I really like it. I'm going to use MAC Stone liner with the Stone lipstick, and I'm going to use the Jeffree Star Midnight Lick gloss over the top. I really like how it looks. I probably should have gone for a peachier look, but a peachier lip, but it's okay. I haven't done this in a while. And then the Midnight Lick on top. It's one of my favourite lip combos. Okay, here we are. That is the finished look. I love the blend of the peach into the pink on the inner corner and the glitter. I apologise if the lashes aren't brilliant. That glue is definitely not good. They were firmly stuck, but this one actually came off, so I've had to push that one back on and hope for the best. And try not to touch it too much. This one doesn't seem too bad. It seems to be on okay. So I think it's just a matter of practicing, and I want to practice because actually I like how they look. I think they look really nice. They're not too heavy, so they're quite natural. And that is the finished look, guys. I like it. I think this would have worked really well with a nice peachy lip as well. I just wanted to do something a bit more grungy today because I fancied it. I was going through my lipsticks and I hadn't worn Stone in such a long time. And I love how it looks with Midnight Lick on top. So that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Stay home, stay safe, and look after yourselves and each other. And I'll see you in the next one.